Happening today, the Federal Reserve will announce if it's cutting interest rates.
The markets expect a small cut, while President Trump has been calling for aggressive action. Doug Luzader live for us from Washington with the latest on this. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, investors think, or the markets think, that the rate cut's going to be in the neighborhood of a quarter point. If it's anything other than that, we're going to see a big reaction from the markets, and we are likely to hear from the White House as well.
President Trump with his signature dance moves closing last night's rally in Pennsylvania. We'll see if he's still celebrating later today after the Federal Reserve weighs in on interest rates.
You got to get the rates down, you schmuck, you know?
The president talked about the potential cuts last night and berated Fed Chair Jerome Powell for not cutting rates more aggressively. But Powell has been worried about rising prices, essentially the reason for last night's rally in the first place.
And I have no higher priority than making America affordable again. That's what we're going to do.
Trump hoping to regain ground on the economy in what is expected to be a key issue in next year's midterms. And he blamed Democrats for huge price spikes during the Biden administration.
Democrats talking about affordability is like Bonnie and Clyde preaching about public safety.
Donald Trump had the unmitigated gall yesterday to rate the economy an A+.
Democrats, though, blame Trump's policies, especially tariffs, for rising prices. That is part of the balancing act for the Fed today, trying to figure out where prices are heading in the months ahead. And in the meantime, last night's rally may be just the first of many.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of President Trump in the next year on the road, campaigning and also talking about the economy.
So it looks like in coming months, we're really going to see this kind of campaign feel coming from the president, having these rallies in a number of critical states ahead of next year's midterm elections. Bob and Jen.
Casting sort of a shadow over this announcement by the Fed, there's not much, and correct me if I'm wrong here, not much data on key jobs or inflation for October and November because that was pushed by the government shutdown, right?
Yeah, so to some degree, they're kind of feeling their way through this, and it's not clear ultimately what kind of impact this is going to have, but it does look like the data set that they rely on here is incomplete. And, you know, you're right, the Fed has this dual mandate. They need numbers both on the jobs market and on inflation to figure out where rates need to be.
And as much criticism as there has been from the president for Jerome Powell, I mean, his strategy all along has been to be cautious about reducing these interest rates because obviously, still, we're worried about inflation, and you keep reducing those rates, and you know it could drive up inflation even higher.
Yeah, I mean, that's the concern. Lower rates can lead to inflation. And right now, inflation, by historical standards, is not terribly high, but it is higher than the Fed generally likes to see.
I mean, anecdotally, people just feel high prices, right? Whether or not it's going up a lot more or not, they're just feeling the cost there when they go purchase goods. All right, Doug Luzader live for us in Washington. We appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll check in with you.